All right, it is March 27th. We are on day 2 of completing coordinate geometry proofs using definitions and the distance formula. I asked you to do the first half yesterday. Again, this right here is the key to everything. If you don't know these how do you prove, you can't do it. If we were in class, I would quiz you on this. You'd fill it out. You have to have this memorized. For the time being, you can refer back to it and use it until you have it memorized. But it's something that eventually you're going to have memorized. It's not going to be given to you. It's something that you need to know. I'm looking for my pen. I'm not seeing it. I found it. So I'll go over one that I asked you to do yesterday. I'll go over one that I'm going to have you continue doing today. And, that's it. It's about practice. You have the key on Schlansky.com. Password Tyler. Let's use it. So let's do number 6. We didn't talk about trapezoids yesterday. We'll do number 6, then we'll do maybe number 7, and then you're going to practice. So, again, there's always 3 components. The first one, you state what they want you to prove because whatever the definition is. So, if it wants me to prove that ABCD is a trapezoid, I'm going to write ABCD is a trapezoid because it has, well, one pair of opposite sides parallel and one pair of opposite sides not parallel. One pair of opposite sides parallel and one pair of opposite sides not parallel. It is not isosceles because, well, if it was isosceles, I would have to state that it had congruent legs. So to show it's not isosceles, it's not going to have congruent legs. It is not isosceles because it does not have congruent legs. Let's make that much smaller so we can actually have space to do this thing. That's enough. Too small. That's 1. Now, we say for coordinate geometry proofs, we're always calculating distance except for trapezoid, in which case we're calculating slope. So, this is the one exception where we're not doing distance, we're doing slope. So let's get this thing plotted. A is 3, 1. B is -3, 5. C is 5, 4. And D is 2, 6. So, to prove that they're parallel, I'm going to do slope. So I'm going to do the slope of DC. I'm going to do the slope of BA. Those look like they're going to be my parallel sides. Then I'm going to have to do the slope of BD and the slope of AC. Those are going to be my non-parallel sides. You need to know your slope formula. Slope is delta y over delta x. So let's get a nice new color to work with here. And let's start with DC. DC is down 2 over 3, -2/3. BA is down 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, -4 over 6, which reduces to negative 2/3. Remember, when you learned about slope, you have to reduce your slope, and this is exactly why. BD is up 1, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And AC is up 1, 2, 3 over 2. So I showed that these two have the same slope, so they're parallel, and I showed that these two don't have the same slope, so they're not parallel. Now I also have to show that they do not have congruent legs, so now I'm going to have to find the distance of the legs. The legs are the non-parallel sides. So the distance of BD and the distance of AC. That's a little too messy for me. So again, distance formula is radical delta x squared plus delta y squared. So BD is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. That's 5 squared plus 1 squared, which is 25 plus 1, which is rad 26. AC is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 2 squared plus 3 squared equals radical 4 plus 9 is radical 13. You might be saying, well, how come slope has negatives and distance doesn't? Again, distance can never be negative. You can't have a negative distance, you can have a negative slope. All right, now that I've finished that, it's time to tie it all together. In step 1, I said that it has one pair of opposite sides parallel and one pair of opposite sides not parallel. So tell me that DC is parallel to BA because they have the same slope. Tell me that one pair of opposite sides are not parallel. So tell me that BD is not parallel to AC because they don't have the same slope. And then you have to also tell me that they do not have congruent legs. So tell me that BD is not congruent to AC because they don't have the same distance. So again, one of the underlying things, you need to know that parallel lines have the same slope, congruent segments have the same distance. All right, let's do one more, and then after that, it's on you to practice. Again, use the key if you need to on Schlansky.com. Spend a lot of time on those keys so you can utilize them. And this is the kind of lesson in class. This would be like move into your groups and practice this. This looks like a good one to do. So let's do it. The good thing about this is I can write in purple. I can't write in purple at school, so that makes me happy. T is negative 4, 0. A, C, O. All right. it wants me to prove that taco is a parallelogram. So I'm going to say 1, taco is a parallelogram because, and I'm going to look here, and it says it's a parallelogram because it has 2 pairs of opposite sides congruent. It wants me to prove it's not a rhombus. It is not a rhombus because, well, if it was a rhombus, I would have to say that all sides are congruent. So if it's not a rhombus, then all sides are not going to be congruent. Because all sides are not congruent. All right, so now time to do all the work. At this point, I would say you do it, but I don't want to be left out, so I'm going to do it as well. But get a head start on me. I'm going to find the distance of TA. I'm going to find the distance of AC. I'm going to find the distance of CO. I'm going to find the distance of OT. Again, distance formula, delta x squared plus delta y squared. TA, 1, 1, 2, 3. 1 squared plus 3 squared. AC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. 5 squared plus 1 squared. CO, 1, 1, 2, 3. OT, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. That's 1 plus 9. That's 25 plus 1. 1 plus 9. 25 plus 1. Rad 10. Rad 26. Rad 10. Rad 26. As you can see, 1 pair, 2 pairs of opposite sides congruent. Tie it all together. I said it's a parallelogram because it has 2 pairs of opposite sides congruent. So tell me what's congruent. Tell me that TA is congruent to CO and AC is congruent to OT because they have the same distance. Now, we said it's not a rhombus because all sides are not congruent. So just tell me a pair that's not congruent. TA is not congruent to AC, as you can see here, because they don't have the same distance. It's all about practice. This is the kind of thing where it's like, it takes a little bit for it to really click in, but it's easy. There's nothing difficult about this. What do you need to know to do this? Again, I can complete coordinate geometry proofs by. You need to know all of this. All right, you need to have this memorized. For now, I guess you can refer to it, but you're going to need to know all this. You're going to need to have it memorized. And then from there, you need to know distance formula. You need to know slope a little bit. Again, you're always calculating distance, except for trapezoid, in which case you're calculating slope. and then just know how to do each component, practice it, and again, there's a 4 or 6 point question on every Regents exam. I mean, you can't mess this up. This is so important to get the points on this, so it's all a matter of practice. For the quiz you're going to have on this, you really can't do this on a Google form, so I'm going to have you do it on a separate sheet of paper and then take a picture and attach it to the assignment. And that's how you're going to, get credit for this. It'll be due on Sunday night. If you're having any technical issues, let me know and I'll see if I can help you, or ask a classmate. They might be able to help you. And that's it. Again, if you have questions, email me, get me on Remind. I'm here to help you. But my workday ends around 1 o'clock, so I can't really do too much for you after that. That's all I got for you. Practice, practice, practice. Again, utilize the keys on Schlansky.com. Password is Tyler. And again, if you have any questions about it, let me know.